And then I said, I don't even know any Jews. Thought we'd start off with a banger. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I'm Monkeys Jack. Say hi, Jack.
Hi, everybody.
Jack, how the hell you doing today, my friend?
Yeah, I'm all right. How are you?
I'm mostly good. No complaints I want to lodge at this time because there's no manager around to take it, Let me tell you, if there was a manager in life, I would be talking to his ass. I'm just throwing that out there. But otherwise, yeah, I'm pretty good. Pretty good today. Although I've spent more time on Twitter today than I have probably in the last week combined. Why are people so stupid? I don't understand.
You do understand because they are stupid and they're ill-informed and they have no desire to change because they all think they know better.
Adam Schiff posted today that if Medicaid cuts go through, it's going to hurt Californians because 1 in 3 Californians rely on it for their medical care. And I said, maybe y'all should make your state better so that 1 in 3 of your people aren't so dependent on the government. To which somebody shot back, red states are worse. Am I that okay? But that has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Yeah. Also, maybe you shouldn't be supporting all the illegal aliens that are coming over here just for the free healthcare.
If 1 in 3 of your citizens is relying on the government, that's not a good thing.
No, that shows a lot of crippling poverty that you're probably hiding and cooking the books.
And it doesn't matter how much worse it is in other places. Oh, God. Anyway.
Worry about your immediate area first.
Why can't people just go, yeah, you're right. That part is fucked up. And then change the subject to something else. Yeah, you're right. That is fucked up. Should be taken care of. But it's like people, especially in politics, they cannot criticize their own side at all, which, by the way, we'll be doing tonight because fuck Candace Owens. Anyway, they cannot. If they see something wrong, they'll find a way to rationalize it.
Yeah, well, it's team sports, dude. Everybody falls into these tribal camps because they're taught to do that. Your side is infallible. Everybody else is wrong.
Speaking of wrong, let's start tonight with a laugh, shall we, Jack?
Alrighty.
Timmy Walz went on Gavin Newsom's stream. I'm sorry, podcast.
Sure.
And this exchange happened. And when I first read about this, I thought it was a joke. He didn't really say that. But here's Tim Walz with his opinion of, well, I'll just let him say it.
How do you fight it?
This
I think I could kick most of their ass. I do think that if they want.
He's talking about MAGA, Jack. This old motherfucker who wasn't even all that good when he was in the military and has been out for quite a while thinks he can kick most MAGA ass.
Well, he's got all that combat experience. He carried weapons of war.
You gonna throw tampons at him, dude?
What are you gonna do? Bleed on him, baby Huey? Look, he's a big fat dude with a weird face and a giant head. Whatever.
I tell you what, Timmy, I am crippled, almost 50, and I will box you. I will box you. Charity boxing. All the money goes to me because I'm poor. Regardless of who wins. So let's see. I'm not MAGA, but I think I could take him.
Yeah.
I think I could kick their ass. Look, old man. I know you've watched a lot of movies and you've seen Clint Eastwood beat up people well into his 80s. That's not real life. You're going to get your ass kicked if you step up to young men in general. Because you're old and they're not.
Yeah, it's not like he's been working on a farm for 50 years where he's got old man strength. He's a flabby dude.
He had trouble getting the top off the air filter in their manly video they put out at him.
I forgot about that.
I'm a real man. I changed the air filter in my car. Okay, Timmy, go over there and be gay and quiet. Frank, thank you so much. I have to go to bed, so I'll listen in the real morning. It's morning somewhere. How dare you discount our Australian friends? Wanted to say hello and that my dad, Frank the Third, would have been 62. It's amazing how fast 13 years can go. Fuck cancer. Here's hoping I break the cycle and make it to my 50s. I'll be 39 in 8 days. And I hope you do, Mike. But with your, I don't know what kind of cancer took your dad, but whatever it is, make sure you're getting screened for it. Early detection is the lifesaver with cancer.
Absolutely.
All right. Gavin thinks that's, you're so funny, Tim.
I know I can outrun them, but I don't know if we're going to fall into that place where we want to. Okay, we challenge you to a WWE fight here type of thing.
I don't know what point he was trying to make.
He wants to rub up against dudes in tights.
Get naked.
Yeah, WWE fight. Get all oiled up and put on some tights. Timmy Walz wants to wrestle you. Wrestle.
I do love, he's part of the redefinition of man that the left has given us, and he's pulling some toxic masculinity here. I'll beat him up. That's what I'll do.
Well, Monkey, I hate to be the one that points it out, but the first thing a good leftist always resorts to is violence. Uh-oh, I'm all alone. I'm scared, you guys. All by myself. I only know so many songs about being lonely.
Hi.
There he is.
Welcome.
Hi.
Yeah, my microphone decided to disconnect in the middle of this because, of course, why not?
Well, why not? Yeah.
But anyway, Timmy Walz is out there. For any of you MAGA who think you're badass, he could teach you a lesson.
Okay.
Get you. You know what? What's sad is I believe he believes that. Kind of like Biden when he did the push-up thing. I really do believe he thought he could go out there and outdo a much younger man in push-ups. Even with the guy being fat, I think he could have taken Biden.
Look, we're all legend in our own minds, but there's a line where you have to be a little more realistic and be like, that man could kill me.
Yeah, once you start hitting like your 60s, it's time to stop playing the tough guy.
Yeah, even in your mid 50s, you're really pushing your luck.
Yeah, if you stay in good shape, maybe.
Yeah.
But you're gonna get winded faster, you're gonna get tired faster. And yes, those are two different things. Than the younger guys who kick your ass. I think Donald Trump, who I believe is older than Walz, could kick Walz's ass.
Oh, I agree. Trump may be overweight, but he's not in bad health.
Yeah, so I just love that they're, violence. Ha, 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 ha.
They always resort to violence. It's their first impulse.
If Donald Trump came out and said that he could beat most leftist asses, it would be front page with them going, look how violent the right is. Look how violent the Republicans are. Look how violent MAGA is.
Oh, he wants us all dead.
What a jerk.
Cannibal said, I'm 98% sure Ricky Berwick could fight Walz.
Yeah, and win.
Yeah. Hey, colorful.
Oh, man. You want to get naked and wrestle. That's the line I was looking for earlier. Finally came to me.
I'm not reading that backscan, but that's disturbing and funny at the same time.
Whoa. Oh, yeah, I'm going to skip that. I guess we can get into the Candace stuff. Or should we? No, I want to do the Harry Sisson stuff first. Because
good enough his name is Harry Sisson, which sounds like some kind of dirty, like pervy sex act.
Well, you know what? Let's have a comedy break first, since you mentioned a dirty sex act. The tweet that accompanied this was just funny. It said, how guys who want to take away your assault rifles pump up their tires. I'm not playing the music with it because it's copyrighted, but I'm disturbed that this is how this guy pumps up his tire. This is borderline obscene. This is not his first time in that movement.
Definitely not. At home, he has a modified one, but it requires no pants.
It's got a fist built in.
Yeah.
Anyway, there we go. Now we can get on to the other gay guy. Where is Harry Sisson in my timeline? I thought I had that up. I must have switched it for something else. I was listening to music right before the show, Jack. So that happens from time to time. All right. So Harry Sisson has been Me Too'd, you guys, except not really. Not really. A couple of women have come forward. Should we just read her thread?
Yeah, you might as well.
Well, no, because I can't read worth of shit. So I'll just tell you.
You want me to read it?
Nah, it's fine. I know the gist of it.
Huh.
Harry Sisson, that fucking retard we've watched so many times, who is clearly gay. Let's be honest, Jack.
He's a strong masculine jaw monkey.
He is gayer. He's gayer than 9 guys blowing 8 guys. The allegations against him are that he talked to women on Instagram, women, all grown-ass adults, told them that he wasn't dating anybody else, and then they sent him naughty pictures and found out he was seeing somebody else. That's it. That is the entirety of the charges. One, compared to most male feminists, that's pretty light. He didn't rape anybody yet, Jack.
That we know of.
That we know of, yes. And if those allegations come forward, then by all means, yeah, go get him. But he lied to some women to see titties.
Oh my God. It's like he's a 20-year-old.
How about this? Stop sending titty pics to people.
What? That's empowerment, monkey.
You don't live near him. You're not actually dating him. You're his online girlfriend. You're the chick everybody in high school said they had. No, my girlfriend lives in Canada. You being dumb enough to keep sending this dude who has literally no attachment to you other than wanting to look at your junk, and you send him pictures of your junk. There was no crime committed there.
No, he's just kind of scummy for doing it.
I wouldn't even go that far. I'd say he's 20.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a little scummy to lie to women so you can see their hoo-has. But I get it. I think most guys have no moral problem with it.
I'll show you my titties if you don't have a girlfriend. Not if I'm your girlfriend and you put a ring on it. No. And the one chick tells the story that the reason that, because I watched some of the videos from her, the way that she found out was he told her that there was no one else. And then a little while later, he did a stream and he had hickeys on his neck. So she thought there might be someone else.
Dun, dun, dun. Well, it is kind of a dead giveaway.
Yeah. I mean, he's a 20-year-old dude who, whether we like it or not, has some fame, Jack.
And a fair amount of money.
One, warn your daughters about male feminists. They're bad people. They're horrible people.
Yep.
The only surprise here from this male feminist is that there's not a sexual assault charge to go along with it. It's just, hey, he lied to some chicks. So I don't care. I really don't. I can't even condemn this guy where like, well, he's scumbag. I don't even really. He's 20 and told him he didn't have a girlfriend and they sent boob pics or crotch pics. I don't know what the exact pics were, Jack.
There's probably a little potpourri action going on there.
Yeah, something intimate.
Yeah.
Well, how about, and I'm just throwing this out there, don't send people that kind of stuff.
Yeah, maybe don't lower your self-worth into just being a body part for some random person you never met in real life.
You could end up on a destiny thing if you keep this kind of shit up. Oh my God, he lied to her. I really don't care. She's a grown-ass woman. You honestly thought that you were just so badass that Harry Sisson, this guy that you know and only follow because you're like all the other tween girls who like him, even though you're in your 20s, you thought you were badass enough that you're like, that's my one and only. I'm not going to slay any of the puss in front of me because this chick occasionally sends me titty pics.
Well, look at what we've done to women. We've boosted their self-esteem. They think that their body's all that matters. We've convinced people how awesome they are. Of course they thought that. They're like, well, everybody tells me I'm the most beautiful person they know. They throw money at my OnlyFans for that. Yeah, obviously he thinks I'm the best ever.
I'm going to correct one thing that you said there that I disagree with. We don't teach them that their body's the only thing that matters. We teach them that their body doesn't matter. Because if she actually thought her body did matter, she wouldn't have sent those pics.
Yeah, I would argue they are taught their body's a commodity.
Yes, that part I'll give you.
Instead of saying, it's not just objectification when other people do it to you. You should take ownership and objectify yourself.
Yeah, the notion is that your body, it's just sex. It's not. It's really not. And when you're doing this shit, because we're not even talking about sex. They weren't like actually seeing each other. This was some Instagram shit.
Look, what happens on the gram stays on the gram.
You're a thought, fucker. Jesus Christ. Now, I don't for a minute believe that Harry Sisson actually likes women, Jack. So you want to share your theory with everybody?
Yeah. My theory is that he did some digging, found these girls, and targeted them specifically because they have hot brothers.
That is a good guess. And my guess is that he's got some straight friends that he trades these pictures to get dick pics.
Oh.
Kind of like a weird baseball card kind of thing.
Yeah, that is a possibility.
Yeah.
I've heard weirder things.
But this kid, I mean, I don't make me defend Harry Sisson. The kid's a retard. And some dumbass women who are flashing their goods, without getting any kind of commitment at all. He did say he wasn't seeing anyone else.
Oh my God, people lie? What? I am so shocked. A male feminist would lie to slip his way into somebody's pants. I am appalled and or shocked.
A lot of guys would lie to get a titty pic. Yeah, do you want to? I want to see your boobs, and all I have to do is tell you something you want to hear. I'm going to be the first guy in history to do that.
You think so?
Jesus. And they're treating it like he actually got Me Too'd. And when I first saw it, that's how it was presented. And then I read about it and like, really? This is what Me Too is falling to? A booby pic that he lied to get? Shut up. Shut up.
He's so lame. This is a scandal.
Yeah.
Real quickly, thank you, Evolved Potato. Some Australian news. My government is burying fossils from tens of thousands of years ago, so they can't be researched or studied to protect the feelings of the Abos because they weren't the first people here. Destroying scientific evidence for politics. Well, I hate to tell you, Evolved, but they're just hiding evidence of the giants.
They've done that here in America.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There was a stone found in I think in Wisconsin that had Viking runes written on it, and it was from around the time the Vikings were in Greenland. So they never thought the Vikings came down that far, so they just discredited it and said, "Nah, that's not real."
There's bones somewhere in the U.S. or in America. I can't remember if it's North or South America. Supposedly the oldest bones, and they won't let them actually be tested because they know they're not. because we actually have bones from Europeans that show the Europeans were probably here first. Didn't stay.
No, well,
How
the
about
Vikings knew about Greenland and Canada for a very long time. The Chinese ended up here several times.
how about we just stop trying to litigate the land disputes of yesteryear and get the fuck over it?
What? Then they'd have nothing to complain about, and we can't make America look bad.
Yeah, true.
How could we destroy the country if we ignore the stupidity of the past?
I really hate that you're making me say this. Thank you, Andrew Tate. How I've thanked Hitler before and didn't feel as uncomfortable as I did with that one. And that's because Hitler's been long since dead and everybody knows it's a joke, but that's going to get clipped and somebody's going to be like, Monkey actually likes Andrew Tate. Fuck Andrew Tate. He's a piece of shit, grifting rapist of a child. Anyway, Andrew Tate, thank you. How dare you imply that I would let Candace Owens, a woman, do me? The only woman I'll let mount my matrix is Megan Fox with a wiener, or sorry, with a dick. Or perhaps that concubine Harry Sisson. As you can see, it takes the most manly women to handle all this alpha male energy. I like that you worked in Matrix with that.
He calls this butthole
Thank you.
Matrix.
All right, so we are going to watch the Candace Owens video. But before we do, I just want a refresher, and Murder by Crayons is such a great account to follow for this very thing, Jack.
It's true.
Let's just check out some of Andrew Tate's hot takes from over the years, shall we?
Oh God.
Thank you, tall person. Glad to catch another one live. Happy National Chocolate Caramel Day. Oh, I do love chocolate caramel. Ooh. Thank you so much, my friend. All right, here we go.
I was working as an IT technician in my former high school, fixing laptops.
Okay.
Got fired from there for sleeping with the head girl. Yeah.
Yeah, why not? He had a job, Jack, so probably an adult, and he's banging a child. I do need to say this before we go forward. In a lot of the world, for some reason, it's okay to bang 16-year-olds, including Britain. I don't know why. And even some parts of the United States, the age of consent is eyebrow-raisingly low. But I do want to point out that he's going to say 16 a lot coming up. Keep in mind that in some places that is, as gross as I find it, perfectly legal.
Yeah, real quick. Thank you, Evolved Potato. They use the Abos being the first people here to continue to give away our land and give them millions of dollars. There are several public national parks, mountains, and beaches that we're now banned from going to because the Abos were just given them. That is disgusting. You're basically creating a separate nation for them for no reason. What they should be doing is incorporating them into your country and saying, look, your time's over. All right. I'm sorry. We're moving forward. We're all one Australia.
Thank you, Devil Fruit. Did you see the woman who wished she raised Putin? I did not. Whoops. I did not mean to do that. I meant to do that. There we go. All right, back to this retard.
How it is. It's hard out here.
How old was
I was like 18.
Oh,
And she was 16. So I was like, what's the problem? And they're like, oh, yeah, but you're a member of staff. Whatever. So
Just because I'm a member of the staff at the school, that doesn't mean nothing.
Yeah, that's not abusing your power over somebody. And wait, isn't that classified as rape if you flex your authority over someone?
Depends on where.
Just saying that could be seen as not only inappropriate but illegal.
I was watching Simon Whistler, and I forget which show it was. It wasn't Casual Criminalist. It's one of the other ones he does. And they do a thing called Florida Man Friday. And this teacher was banging students who were 17 and 18 years old. And he was like, why is she in trouble? Because he didn't really think about the power dynamic, and it wasn't until that law was brought up, they're like, oh, okay, I get it. A lot of people never think about that part. All they think about is the age.
Yeah, but there are a lot of laws on the books in most states about being in a position of power over somebody, especially a minor, and
Especially
that
in a school.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Real quick. Thank you, tall person. Happy Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Day. Are you going to go over that one school that forced girls to change in the locker room in front of a boy? I mean, pervert. I was planning on bringing it up if Monkey did. Yeah.
All right, where are we?
I'm in my kitchen. I don't know where you are.
I'm in with this retard.
You don't pay the fucking petrol bill. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck would I read for you? You've got a fit sister who's 16, maybe.
So I messaged her. She's like, I'm only 16. I was like, give a fuck. Know about me. I'm 21. I don't care. Bro, I was banging her, like looking at her Facebook on the phone. Like,
I told you he's gay. He is banging a chick and he's got to look at Facebook to keep it up. If we believe him, he got it up in the first place.
just staring at a different face. Because I had to bang her.
Muslims have the best frame on earth.
Crazy.
I want this.
Yeah.
And this is my society. And they're coming along telling me they're going to blow this up and take this away from me. No, I want a virgin wife at 16 who's going to obey me.
And at this point, he's well into his mid-20s. He still has this philosophy as he's getting closer to looking Osama bin Laden-esque.
Yeah, but as a Muslim, I mean, isn't 16 kind of old for him?
It really is, yeah. Oh, wait, Katie. We haven't even got to the bad part yet.
That's what I want.
So Vivian's been with me 6 years. Vivian's like 21.
There it is. This is Andrew Tate who said that. He said this is that there's a jump there, but if you watch the whole thing, yeah. She's been with me for 6 years. She's 21.
Yeah, that's his number one girl who he uses to recruit others into camming for him.
Remember earlier when I told you guys that in a lot of the world, the age of consent is 16? You know what it's not?
15.
15. Thank you, Cryptic. I heard Osama bin Larkin. I stumbled on my words there. Yeah, that was my bad. Yeah, so for anybody who's out there is telling you, no, all the stuff about Tate is lies. This is from his own fucking mouth. He was banging an underage girl. And no, he hasn't been tried for that yet. But he's admitted to it. You think he was just going to admit to being a hebephile? You know, for the lulz?
Isn't he'd be investigated in the UK for that?
I don't know if it's this one in the UK. Part of the Romanian charges are for underage sex, yeah. Anyhow, that's enough of Andrew. I just wanted to make sure we got to this part of it because it's going to be important. It's going to be important as Miss Candace Owens goes on Piers Morgan to carry water for everybody she's ever heard of that's been accused of sex crimes. It's actually funny, Jack. There's part of this where she's defending Harvey Weinstein. Part of it where she defends Michael Jackson, but she doesn't know why she defends Michael Jackson. Her reasoning for defending Michael Jackson is Michael Jackson was only targeted by the record companies because he said they were racist and stole money, which would be fine and dandy if the suits didn't start before he said that.
Hate fact. Well, we all know that the record companies are scum.
Yeah.
Duh.
I do not believe the allegations against Michael Jackson, and it's because if you actually dig into them, there really isn't anything there. Even in this interview, Piers Morgan brings up, oh, he was sleeping in bed with 13-year-olds. The whole family was sleeping in the bed. He's Michael Jackson. They talk about, oh, he slept in the same room as them. Do you know Michael Jackson's bedroom was 2 stories? It was literally his bedroom is as big as my entire house.
Yeah, Neverland Ranch was huge. Like, I don't know about the Michael Jackson stuff. I'm still on the fence because the dude was super weird. but that's my own biases showing. I don't know. But I don't think it's necessary to defend a man that's been dead for, 15 years?
The reason it came up is because they're making a Surviving Neverland 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Oh, dun, dun, dun. See, that would make a fun game where you're running around Neverland trying to avoid like zombie Peter Pan children.
Mm-hmm. To be fair, Razor does a really good job of debunking the Michael Jackson accusation. Yeah, true. You know why I believe it? Corey Haim and Corey Feldman.
And Macaulay Culkin.
Corey Feldman is actually named the abusers that have abused him. And when they talk about Michael, he's like, fuck no, he never even tried to touch me.
Well, maybe he didn't like his little lisp.
Michael was a weird guy who never got to have his childhood, so he just lived it out his whole life. And apparently smashed a lot of puss. I didn't need to know that about the man, but his bodyguards and Lisa Marie telling stories like, God damn, Mike, put it away. Eddie Murphy told a joke. It was either in Delirious or Raw. I think it was Delirious, where he said Michael Jackson took Brooke Shields to the Oscars and nobody said anything, or to the Grammys. Nobody said anything. You guys have been mad if it was me because she'd got fucked that night. She probably got fucked that night. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Candace is here to defend all of her thing about Harvey is, look, I think Harvey's stuff was wildly blown out of proportion. I don't know if he actually raped anybody. That is what he was brought up on charges for and put in jail for. Most of the stuff we heard about Harvey Weinstein does not rise to the level of criminal activity.
No, it was casting couch stuff.
Yeah. If you want to trade a blowjob for a part in, I don't know, Iron Man 2, go do it. I don't care. If he did force anybody, then he's in prison where he belongs.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Candace has this thing where she loves to be like, look, that person's a really bad person, but they're so put upon. And
so you're saying they're oppressed?
Yes, they're very oppressed. Very oppressed. Anyway.
It's interesting that she'd defend Weinstein since she doesn't seem to really like Jews.
I know, right? But apparently she met with him in prison and she was impressed by how powerful he was.
Oh, so powerful. Slurp, slurp, slurp.
And he's an incredibly brilliant man.
He's very powerful. Oh, thank you, Cryptic. Michael Jackson went to heaven only to be black again. He asked God if he would make him white. God granted his wish. Hi, Billy Mays here with OxyClean. Wow.
All right. Let's get into it.
I mean, that dovetails neatly with Andrew Tate, who was on your show after he left Romania recently. Again, I've interviewed him a number of times. The Tate, a lot of people think here, let's play the clip from Andrew on your show first, and I'll ask you a question about it.
Let's pretend this is about law and order, and they're truly concerned for the citizens of Florida. Then follow me around with secret police and investigate me in quiet. And if you find something, arrest me. Why the song? Why the dance? Why the press? Why the...
Probably because you've admitted to all of it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, because investigations take a while.
And why do you want them? Why do you want secret policing? That's the part that really jumped out at me. There's like, follow me around in secret. Why are you going to be all open about the investigation? That's weird.
I think he meant undercover, but he's been in Europe for a long time, where Romania actually had secret police. I don't know. He also generates these conspiracy theories out of thin air, which I don't know why he's afraid of anyone. He could use a shadow fist to shatter their bones to dust.
Dangerous asks why his voice is so weird. Penile damage.
He's got a little bit of a lisp that he tries to hide, which is fine. I don't really give a shit about that. But it's also his lack of chin that makes his tongue flap around a little more, I think. Real quick, though, thank you, Evolved Potato. I know in countries like Australia and Japan, they have age of consent below 18, but it's not like a 20-year-old can sleep with a 16-year-old. It's like close in age people could do with each other. Like a 14-year-old can't legally sleep with a 14-year-old, but 16 and 16 is fine. They have what are called Romeo and Juliet exceptions. If you're both within a certain number of years together, it's generally seen as something that happens. But if you're like in your 20s and you're touching 16-year-olds, you're in trouble. Even 19-year-olds touching 16-year-olds, you're supposed to know better. So yeah, you're dancing in dangerous territory. And like here in Ohio, if your daughter is 16 and she's banging her 18-year-old boyfriend, you can still press statutory rape charges on him.
Yeah.
They won't do much most of the time, but they'll open a file on him. And that means if he gets caught doing it again and again, they can show a pattern of behavior and then charge him with rape.
All right. Back to our angry homosexual here.
The public, why are you doing all of this if you're not trying to divert people away from the important things? The important things, like all the actual crime and corruption that's happening.
Like,
do you feel?
Why are you concentrating on me, who's admitted publicly that I've committed crimes, instead of concentrating on crimes?
You're concentrating on real crimes, not human trafficking, which is what I'm accused of doing. No. None of the raping either.
Or the admitted statutory rape.
Yeah, look, that's the Matrix trying to oppress him.
It was the Matrix that made him admit to statutory rape.
The Matrix made him it seduced him into banging that saucy underager. See, that's what happened.
LOL, that voice. I thought it was perfectly spot on.
They are also, him and his brother, unfairly targeted by, if you like, the all-embracing Me Too movement.
Yeah, so I can tell you, I objectively took a look at their Romanian case and their Romanian case only.
No, you didn't. We saw you objectively take a look at that case. And then you made a complete fabricated, libelous video about one of the accusers.
Yeah. Based only on what the Tate said about her.
You horrible lying bitch. But this part, I love this part.
And years before everybody else, years before it got sent back down, I said that there's nothing in this case. Like, I mean, this case is just not going to pass. And it seems to me to be like over judicial. And I was proven correct on that. And people were angry at me.
You weren't proven correct on that.
How were you proven correct?
In the Tate world, you have to understand the difference between the Tate world and the real world. In the Tate world, if they haven't been put in prison already, then all of the charges have been dropped. They came to America. The charges have been dropped. No, they weren't. The charges weren't dropped. They are still under indictment in Romania.
Do you know why they were allowed to come to the U.S.?
No, but it probably was the Trump State Department. Honestly,
no. Their mother is sick.
Yeah, but
so
they don't. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
They got special permission from the prosecutor to visit their ailing mother. There's a term for it. When you have a sick family member, you could be given a conditional, because they weren't in jail. They were just kind of stuck in Romania.
Yeah.
So they were given a special flight exemption to go out and visit their ailing mom.
But the reason that was allowed, all of this happens after, and they've already admitted that this came up in the meeting with the Romanian ambassador. The Trump people meet with the Romanian ambassador and bring them up, and suddenly, yeah, that happens.
Yeah, I think that's dangerous to not do a deeper dive into the charges, and especially the UK charges that he's looking at. Florida's investigating him now, but nothing's going to happen there.
Thank you, Cryptic. What do you call a potato that hates women? A pro-tato. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Frosted. Tate is only upset because he just exposed himself online to someone who lied about being single. I'm not typically in the habit of playing matchmaker, but can we really pass up Sisson taking the name Harry Tate? I'd be fine with it.
Yeah, sure. All right, Candace, say more stupid shit.
Me because they said, well, look at these videos they made 10 years ago. Do you agree? No, I obviously don't agree with that. But
No, it's not whether or not you agree with what they said back then, Candace. It's whether or not you acknowledge that they were admitting to the very crimes they've been charged with.
Yeah, the Loverboy method is very, very specific, and they admitted to it damn near verbatim.
Yeah. Repeatedly. They
Either
taught a course in it.
Yeah, either she doesn't understand human trafficking at all, she didn't look up any of these definitions, or she's a complete fucking idiot. Probably a combination.
No, she's a liar is what she is.
Yeah,
she
never reveals. Oh, sorry.
She's a propagandist. Instead of talking about the actual truth, look at what she just did right there. People did not send her those videos and say, do you agree with Tate saying this? That's not what anybody was sending that to you for. They were sending it to you to point out Andrew Tate was admitting everything. He was proud of it. He wasn't just admitting it. He was bragging about it.
He was teaching other people how to do it. On top of that, she never discloses that her husband is friends with Andrew Tate.
She's just a liar. She's a fucking liar. She knows what she's saying is wrong.
She doesn't care, apparently.
Again, you can't convict.
Yeah, I mean, there is not a crazy grift that this bitch isn't on right now. And it makes sense because she is a marketer. That's what she does. That's what her degree is in marketing. And first she tried the social autopsy bullshit and that blew up. So she's like, I bet Black Republican will get me a lot of attention. And it did. And then that blew up in her face because she doesn't like Jews. It's really funny because at the very beginning of this, Piers asks her about Kanye. And she goes, my people said you wouldn't ask me about that. And Piers like, oh, I'm sorry. If you don't want to talk about it, you don't have to. But I mean, it's in the news and stuff. So do you want to say anything? And basically she says, he's my friend. And I don't talk publicly about friends. Okay. I mean, I guess takes her a long time to say it. Candace, why don't you just say, I agree with him. Jews did it. Just be honest. Fuck. Anyway.
Years ago, do you agree? No, I obviously don't agree with that. But again, you can't convict somebody on character. We have to actually take a look at the cases that are before them. And
what? Take a look at the cases before them, and you didn't see the videos where Andrew talks about doing exactly this. You know how many times I've had arguments with people who support Tate, and all I have to say is he's admitted all of it publicly?
Yeah, but they so often refuse to accept that he admitted it. But they never watch the videos, or they just say so. Because the video's old, it's outdated apparently.
Yeah. He said that 10 years ago. I mean, he was accused of doing. By the way, not all of that is 10 years old. I mean, at this point, I think we're up to 5 on him. But he was saying some of this shit in 2021.
Yeah.
And you want to pretend, no, it was just a decade ago. That's their answer to everything. It was a decade ago. No, it wasn't. That part's not even true.
It was just TikTok videos.
TikTok. Which, by the way, is what he said to Piers Morgan when Piers had him on.
Of course. He says that to everybody. It was just TikTok videos. Never mind the cam horn.
I look, I have 3 sons now, or I'm soon to have my 3rd son in a couple of weeks. And it's just not something that I can get behind. If we're going to put men in prison, it has to be on the basis of the allegations that are against them. In Romania, I knew that case would fall apart. The
allegations that are against them that they fucking admitted to.
You mean like human trafficking using the Loverboy method, which he's charged with? You mean like that, Candace?
That case has not fallen apart. And the Tates have done this repeatedly anytime they have, for lack of a better term, any kind of legal win. Like, see, the whole case has been thrown out. No, it's not. It's not.
No, they've actually added charges since this all began.
Yeah. Including the sex with a minor.
Yep.
Forcibly. Are they arguing statute of limitations? No. What they're saying, when they say, oh, he did that a decade ago, it's that was in his youth. He was being hyperbolic or any kind of nonsense like that. It's not them saying statute of limitations. No. No, that's not the implication there at all.
Yeah, because the statute of limitations would be extended because it's an ongoing crime.
And they would have to, the people that are saying that would have to admit that there would be a need for the statute of limitations. And none of them will admit that Andrew Tate has absolutely confessed to this, bragged about it. But no, I can't. No.
Part extremely disappointed in what Ron DeSantis did. Because what Ron DeSantis did is exactly what the left did when the AG, Attorney General Letitia James, said, I don't like Trump and I will therefore find a crime, right?
No. And this is one of the things that drives me nuts about the right, because part of the reason that the right is latched on to Andrew is because, all right, look, the same shit that happened to Trump. No. Letitia James didn't go after Trump because Trump was bragging that he had cheated banks. That didn't happen, Jack.
Nope.
She actually did be like, hey, let's find a crime for him. The cases against Andrew and what the Florida folks are looking into are because of things he's admitted to.
And things that originated in Florida. Look, one of the victims is from Florida.
Yes.
One of the rape victims is from Florida. They're looking into human trafficking people from Florida to Romania. They're looking into rape charges in Florida. They're looking into things that happened in Florida. The accusations that are out there, some of which are listed in the Romanian cases as well. But guess what, guys? There's no double jeopardy if you're charged in two separate countries.
Nope. And actually charged in 3 because the Brits want him too.
Yeah. And interestingly, the United States has an interesting policy where if you go overseas for sex tourism or human trafficking, we can charge you in the United States, even though you did it in another country.
Yep. Because you can't go to another country specifically to commit a crime.
Yep.
And DeSantis did not just be like, hey, Andrew's got a bad reputation because he said some misogynist things online. No. I know I keep repeating this, but it bears repeating. He's admitted it all proudly on several different podcasts. He taught a course in doing this. One of his little acolytes is in prison right now in Romania for doing this because Andrew taught him how.
I think what happened that day, and this has been a remarkable level of cowardice that DeSantis has displayed over and over again, is that he listens to his donors. It's why I never supported him. I never supported him over Trump.
He listens to his donors. Weird that they'd be donating to him. And did you ever think maybe he looked at the case and saw, wait, he raped a child and thought it was a bad thing? We watched the video, Jack. It was him saying he was 21, or that the girl was 21 and been with him for 6 years. That wasn't Ron DeSantis saying that about him. That came out of Andrew's mouth. Hey, Candace, what matrix caused him to say that he was banging a child? Who was it that was out to get him? How is that like Trump in any way? Why are you so proud to defend a pedophile? An admitted pedophile. I didn't do it. He did it. He said it. That's out of his fucking mouth. And I'm so sick of conservatives backing this piece of shit.
Yep.
Because, oh my God, it's just like what happened to Trump. No, it's not. One, you're doing a huge disservice to the president when you say that. But two, This guy, everything that he's got problems with is because he fucking bragged about it. They didn't have to sneak around and find out he did this. The victims didn't have to come out and go, he's doing this to me. He fucking bragged about it. Why are people so dumb, Jack?
Because they don't want to tarnish a specific person because they like them or whatever. They're willing to believe it and jump through all these mental hoops to keep that person on their side. Or they're clout chasing, or there's money involved.
I don't get it. Don't you have any... even with the yay thing, I mean, yeah, he's anti-Semitic. There's no getting around that. And you don't want to talk bad about your friend? Fine. It's not illegal to be anti-Semitic in the U.S., Jack.
Correct.
Is it illegal to bang children?
Yeah, or to transport them overseas, or to go overseas to bang one. By the way, that act is called the Protect Act of 2003.
All right.
Formerly called Suzanne's Law, because it was missing persons originally.
Whoops. Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
This very reason. My suspicion is he got word very late in the day that Andrew Tate was landing. A bunch of neocons texted him. A lot of them live in Florida.
Fucking neocons and hating human trafficking and child rape.
Yeah, bastards.
And for anybody who has a problem with me calling it child rape, a child cannot consent to sex. That makes it rape.
Yep.
And said this can't happen, and he bristled, and you see that in the first press conference. You know, he's not welcome here. What does that mean? He's not been convicted of a crime.
He's not wanted because he's been accused and admitted to various crimes involving people underage. Oh, DeSantis is a fucking monster. Goddamn
neocon.
Whatever.
Bristled.
He bristled at the thought of somebody who touches teenagers. Oh, the horror, the heresy of it all.
Hey, Andrew's an American citizen, so child rape's cool, I guess.
Exactly
Candace.
why they could get him under the Protect Act of 2003. So,
yep.
If they're forming a federal task force, which is what I suspect DeSantis is doing, Tate might be in real trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Because the Romanians will gladly extradite him when he's done with their time in their sketchy jails.
What do you mean he's not welcome here? He holds an American passport and he's not been convicted of a crime. The correct position of strength to have on that would have been, I hate everything about this Andrew Tate character. I hate what he represents. I hate the culture that he's bringing, but he's an American citizen and he's going to be treated as such.
I mean, sure. Or you could say, we don't want your pedophile ass in our state. And if we can get you on something, we're gonna, because you've admitted all of these crimes publicly. We're going to look into that. Maybe take your ass back to Romania and take your medicine, you little bitch.
Yeah, I think DeSantis could have worded his speech a little better, but it looked very off the cuff. So I don't know, but she's going very far out of the way to defend Tate.
Instead, they said, we'll find something. And then they began the fishing expedition, which I just think.
The fishing expedition. Yeah, we're going to watch some YouTube videos. This is not a case of, hey, everybody. There's so many laws, everybody breaks the law at least 20 times a day.
Yeah,
nope.
You just trip and your wiener gets stuck in some kit. What? It's not speeding. You weren't caught with a baggie of meth. This is much more serious than that.
Oh, God. The fishing expedition. Is that what we're calling it? So if somebody comes out and says, I murdered 4 people and 4 people have disappeared and parts of their body have been found, and you look into that, that's a fishing expedition.
No. If you come out and say, we're looking into you, then it's a fishing expedition.
Fuck.
Stand against, whether it's Trump, whether it's Tate.
And that's without even talking about the fact this motherfucker's bragged about evading taxes. So good luck on that one, Andrew. I don't know how many taxes he
It'll
would
do
have
more
had to
time
pay.
for the.
So I don't know how many taxes he could have evaded in the U.S. and there's a statute of limitations on that. But he has bragged about that publicly too.
He'd do more time for tax evasion than child rape.
True.
Whether it was you, Piers Morgan, if it was you, Piers Morgan, my platform would be used to say this is wrong. This is not the way. We shouldn't be running America like a Soviet regime. Show me the man and I'll show you the crime.
What if I show you the man admitting the crime? And we're not talking after like 24 hours of intense badgering from the police in an interrogation room. No, this was on podcasts where they smiled and laughed about it. Is that still the same? Is that Soviet style if I show you him admitting it? I'm not up on my Soviet era laws, apparently, the way that she is. God, I hate this woman. And everybody who supports her and Tate.
He should do something, and then we should look at the evidence, as Pam Bondi said in her hearing for confirmation. That's the way the judicial system is supposed to run. We are aware of a crime, and we are investigating that crime, and that crime has led us to this person.
I hate to repeat myself, but he's admitted the crime, dummy. He's admitted it. It's on camera. Fuck, the one where he tells us how old Vivian was when he put his wiener in her. That was just him. It's not like he was on somebody else's stream. God, this woman's an idiot.
You've got three.
Monkey,
sons.
are
I've
you
got three
honestly trying to tell?
Go ahead.
Are you honestly trying to tell me that somebody from the DeSantis camp could have watched a bunch of Andrew Tate videos before he even landed, because it takes like 6 hours to get here in a plane? That's crazy. That's not possible that they could have formed a legal opinion before he even arrived. That's nuts.
Is there anything he hasn't admitted to? No. I mean, there's whole crimes that he'll never be charged for. I mean, when he talks about how he was defrauding men, he'll never face any kind of charges for that. One, you don't have the victims, so you don't know who they are, but he was proudly bragging about ripping people off. Fraud, wire fraud, just regular fraud. Yeah, motherfucker should be in prison for years for just that.
Sons. You know, when I interviewed Tate and see other interviews with him, you know, there's a lot I would agree with about how young men, that's why they gravitate to him, right? About taking care of yourself, working out, you know, clean living, all that kind of stuff. That's all fine. And the sort of empowering language he uses, that's all fine. The big problem I have with him, putting aside all the allegations, which I just don't know the truth of them.
I got some videos for you, dude.
Honestly, I just don't know. But putting all that aside, the sort of brazen misogyny that he comes out with, I don't like that aspect at all. As a
I'll be quite honest with you, Jack. I don't care about his misogyny. This is a guy who lets transsexuals bang him in the butt. So I take his misogyny with a grain of salt. It's clear he doesn't like women. I don't know why, but you've heard all that Andrew said, and that's the part.
Is that him or me? Oh, it's him? Okay. Real quick. Thank you, Evolved Potato. This reminds me, did either of you guys see the right-wing politician that was detained and interrogated for like 72 hours straight with no legal representation allowed in, I think, Romania, and just died from it? No, I did not. It doesn't surprise me, though. There's a lot of those countries, especially Eastern Europe, are still really corrupt. And they don't have a lot of the human rights you do in the West, because they're still new at being Western nations. Oh, you're back.
A moment ago, but I was listening to your super chat, so I knew what it said.
Ah.
Because I can still hear you when my microphone does that. Yeah, it did. My microphone just killed me again. I don't know why.
Yeah, I was wondering if that was me or you that was breaking up.
Yeah, it was the I just have to break down and get the new mic. Anyway,
Like, share, subscribe, and donate.
The way Andrew's been getting away with this is because he does nonsensical. You need to be a better man. Don't take the shit that the women throw at you. By the way, I bang children. And people are like, oh, look, I realize that he said he banged kids, but he's telling a message that men really need to hear right now.
A very Muslim-oriented message.
I don't understand how the right, and hashtag not all, but how they can look at the heroes of the left and go, wow, those are scummy people, and can't see it with Andrew Tate.
They don't want to see it.
No, because it's okay when their heroes are degenerate shitbags.
Yeah, because they're willing to overlook those parts and ignore them completely because he says something they do agree with, which is probably how the lefties work too. Real quick, though, thank you, Alan. Morning, my friend. Hope you are well. Oh, thank you, Alan. I'm doing pretty good. Hope you're doing well out there as well. It's been pretty nice weather up here, so I hope you're getting some of that.
I'd also just like to remind you of what I just brought up a moment ago. Andrew Tate, for all the stuff he's done for men, has admitted to using their loneliness to steal from them.
He called them suckers, didn't he?
Yeah. He's so good for men. Alan, thanks so much. He says, morning, monkey. Good morning, sir. Hope you're well. He says the good stuff for men. No, he doesn't.
A mum of 3 sons who has strong personal principles. And what do you feel about that side of it? If they started when they're older watching Andrew Tate and he's saying women should stay at home and they should do this and do that, how do you feel about that?
Well, I'm not offended by the idea that women should stay home. I think that's great. My grandmother stayed home, and I told you I'm not a modern feminist, so that doesn't offend me. But to your other points, I know.
Stay home and make webcam videos for strangers to jerk off to.
I'm not a modern feminist, so a man being openly misogynistic, I don't care about that.
Pimping makes you feel good.
Know what you're referring to, and what I've always maintained is that Andrew Tate and his brother were actually a response to a misandrist culture, women that hated men. Before Andrew Tate, there was Lena Dunham. There was Lena Dunham saying terrible things about the patriarchy. Okay,
you cannot blame Andrew Tate on Lena Dunham. You can't.
As much as I'd like to, you're right.
Right, yeah. People like Andrew Tate have existed forever. I mean, we had Jack Murphy. Guys who pretend that they can teach you how to be a man because you didn't have a dad in your life are not new. He just
sadly
fell onto this grift and it's worked for him because, look, I got muscles and I played chess when I was 5.
No, he got into this grift because he figured out there's a lot of kids without dads.
Before this, he was robbing men. Jesus Christ.
About men ain't this. There were Beyonce albums. They were Taylor Swift albums. And people want to pretend that that's not relevant. Men were getting beat over the head over and over again for just being men, being told.
And you know what? Yes, they were. But you don't have to go in the opposite direction and start lionizing a fucking admitted pedophile. And yes, Andrew, I'm going to keep calling you that. You want to sue me? I would enjoy it. It would help me a lot more than him if he sued me, Jack.
Oh, discovery on that alone would be very enlightening, I think.
Got the video evidence of him saying that the girl was 21 and been together for 6 years. So that's on you, homie. But don't worry, man. Lena Dunham didn't like men. So Andrew Tate, yay. There's a ton of people who came up in that same sphere, Jack, under those same situations and didn't get involved in human trafficking.
Yeah, well, I might give you J.F. Garapi as a Tate fellow, but he mostly harvested potatoes.
He liked being in the dirt patch. What can he say?
Yeah, with the smooth
Hold your tail.
brains.
to be between your legs at all times. There's just something wrong with masculinity. There were all of these fruity terms, toxic masculinity. And finally, you get some guys that stand up and they say, you know what? No, the girls suck. The girls are actually this. The women are not anything. And
so I'm pointing out that Rush Limbaugh has been calling them feminazis since the fucking 80s.
Yeah. These type of women have been around since Andrea Dworkin in the 70s. This is not new. There's always been man haters, just like there have been women haters. None of this is new. It's just more popularized now. And what Andrew's doing isn't new either. The human trafficking allegations, there's a term for it on the books because it's happened many times before. The lover boy method was not invented by Andrew Tate.
No, he just used it.
He might think
suddenly the culture.
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, he probably invented it when he was beating chess masters at 5.
Yeah, when he was stepping outside the Matrix.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck that is.
They unplugged him from the Matrix at 5, and he took a blue pill, and he loves having it in his anus now. Something like that.
Culture goes, I don't know where this is coming from. Well, it came from toxic femininity, actually, is what.
No, it comes from people like you being a lying bitch and not admitting what that guy is and giving cover to a piece of shit.
Yeah, the more people that give cover to him, the more he gets away with it. And the more innocent victims get entangled in his web.
Notice we're not talking about Jack Murphy anymore.
True. Well, he was putting dildos up his butt on cam shows. So maybe he's back to doing that.
Oh, I'm sure there's some of those out there of Tate.
And that's exactly actually one of the things that I'm bringing up in my book, which is publishing in a couple of months.
She's got a book.
Make him a sandwich. It gets into the history of exactly what we're speaking about. How did we arrive at this culture? Women produced it. So you can thank Lena Dunham's. If there's something that you don't like about what Andrew Tate says and why young men are following him, we've got to go backwards and take a look at the women who brought forth this modern feminist movement, which.
All right. So the only answer to Lena Dunham is being Andrew Tate.
I think the only answer to Lena Dunham is sit-ups and cardio. But
that's the cure. That's the cure for Lena Dunham.
My bad.
You can't find any other men to put up there and hold up for men to say this is how you should behave. It's either Lena Dunham or Andrew I bang 15-year-olds Tate. I mean,
that's a bold dichotomy.
Everything's a spectrum, Jack.
Certain amount of tism here, yeah.
There is some truth to what she's saying, that this has helped the rise, but what has kept him there is people like her not calling him out for the shitbag that he is. Yeah. It's their fault that these guys are turning to him. How about you have 3 boys that you're going to raise? Tell them this is not the way you behave.
Yeah, you know who would be really good about waking kids up to this type of behavior? Fathers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, don't be like him, son. He's a piece of shit. He's a criminal.
Was really just about hating men.
I actually agree with you. I think you make a very good point there. I do think it was toxic femininity that led to the fight back. And it's tricky with the Tates because I do think some of the stuff they do strays into toxic masculinity by that definition.
I'm just going to stop it there. Some of what they do strays into criminal behavior. I don't give a shit about the toxic masculinity. You know, you want to go out there and support a dude. I'm going to put this back up on the screen because I just want to make sure everybody gets to see this. Tatey boy here. Let's back that up.
At 16, who's going to obey me? That's what I want.
So Vivian's been with me 6 years. Vivian's like 21.
Don't worry, guys. That's Lena Dunham's fault. Fuck you, Candace, you horrible, horrible woman. I hope your husband cheats on you and gives you chlamydia. I really do. Anyway, Jack, I'm tired of seeing people pump up that piece of shit, and I don't know how to get people to wake up to it. I really don't.
You can't force them. You could drag them to the videos, but you can't force them to wake up to the reality, because that self indoctrination is really hard to break. They're like, no, he's my hero, and hero worship is incredibly dangerous.
It's very, very, very dangerous. Yeah. Don't even do that with me. Like, hey, Monkey's a great guy. I am, but I am flawed. I'm not Andrew Tate flawed. But if you catch me fucking something up, Jack, call me out. This nonsense of like, he's my friend, I can't call him out. Are you retarded? Why do you have bad people as friends to begin with? That's where I would start that conversation. But as their friend, shouldn't you be like, hey, could you not do that? I find that disgusting.
Oh, Monkey, look, if you ever start trafficking women, I'll be the first one to be like, hey, mister, you knock that off right now.
That's a deal. That's a deal. Please do. Speaking of disgusting, I saw something today. I'll have to find the video and throw it in the chat because we're not going to watch it. But the internet is a bad place, Jack.
You just coming around to that realization?
No, I mean,
ain't 95 anymore, man. There's no just kittens in Star Trek.
I've known it for a while, but what I saw today just really blew my fucking mind. So there is an AI bot that looks real, that looks like it has Down syndrome.
So you'll underestimate it. Yeah, gotcha.
That does porn content. Somebody is faking being a Downsy to get people to watch their adult content.
If she's Downs, I'm down.
There is nothing about that doesn't make me feel icky.
Yeah.
One, who's out there looking for down porn?
Dude, there's a fetish for everything. Hard porn is up. I'm sure JF Garapi is like, oh, hello. Oh. You just pictured Garapi jerking it to that, didn't you?
Somebody's doing it.
Yep. And they're paying money for it. So it's double gross.
Why?
Well, look, I have no answers for this. The only upside is that at least it's not real.
I guess. But it looks real. If you watch the video that I put into chat there, guys, it looks like a real person. The internet it might have been a mistake. I might be on board with that now. When we get to a place where it's profitable and better for you to make a name for yourself as a Downsy in the porn industry.
That does look very realistic. Holy shit.
Haven't we gone too far?
Look, Skynet has gained self-awareness and it's posing as a Downsy whore. I got nothing, man. The humanity was doomed at some point, and it just looks like the singularity is retarded. Or posing as a retard, I should be more specific.
All right, moving along. Oh, my daughter made me laugh this morning.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she sent me a screenshot from last night when we were talking about the bishop thing and Stone Toss's stuff was on the screen. She goes, we could definitely read it. Like, oh,
I told you.
But something else that made me laugh, Don Lemon was on Bill Maher's show. I forget what the name of this show is that he does. It's not on Real Time. This is the one where they all get drunk and high together and just shoot the shit, which, by the way, has had some decent episodes. The one that had Ben Shapiro on there was good. The one I think that he had one with Jon Stewart, which was okay. I do enjoy it because it's more conversational.
Mm-hmm.
And You can watch like the first half of it, and I don't know what Bill is smoking, but it's like Joe Rogan levels of pot. And
Oh, you got the really good weed.
yeah, by about halfway through, it's no longer watchable. But anyway, you had Don Lemon on there. Real quick, thank you, Frosted. If they don't call the site downloads, wow.
Only downs coming to a place. Not in the Netherlands or Iceland where they abort those.
Yeah, right. The site that girl's on, or the fake girl, is not OnlyFans. It's some other site like that. Apparently, never heard of it before, and
Only tards.
I'll never look into it again. But for anybody who's interested, you know who you are. Downtown, stop it. All right.
People love AOC. People love Jasmine Crockett. People love Eric Swalwell and the like. And I think that the Democratic Party should put the people out there who the people want. They should put the politicians out there who the people want, who they're asking for. People.
What?
That's part of the problem with being in a bubble. You think that the people you and your friends like are way more popular than they really are.
Thank you, Frosted, who says only crayons. That would be great.
Wow, you'd get the kid diddlers in there for that.
True. Even if I granted him AOC and Jasmine Crockett, which I don't, because AOC is ridiculously unpopular nationwide. When it comes to her own district, she's popular. But she's got something like last I saw, a 39% popularity rating.
She's popular because she brings home money. And she's a Democrat in a very, very Democrat area.
Yeah, as Nancy Pelosi said, a glass of water that was a Democrat could be elected there.
Yeah.
But Eric Swalwell? I'm just gonna be real with you. I do not understand why they keep putting that retarded guy in front of people.
Because China gives them a lot of money to put him in front of people.
You're not wrong, if we're being honest about it. He's not likable. He's not charismatic. He comes across as a whiny little bitch all the time.
Yeah.
Even when he tries to be manly and clap back like the squad does, he just makes a fool of himself.
It looks disingenuous and forced.
If you're going to name people that are popular, okay, maybe I can give you AOC because you believe the press. I haven't seen anybody speaking really highly of Jasmine Crockett.
No, I didn't either.
Occasionally I see them bash like Marjorie Taylor Greene because she's fighting with Crockett, but it's never like Crockett's so good.
Speaking of a retard fight.
Yeah, no doubt. But I've literally never seen anybody say anything positive about Eric Swalwell. Not once.
No, I can't think of anything. Maybe people in the press like him. I don't know, because they're very delusional in the press world. They live in a very, very small enclave.
And even granting that, I've never seen any of them be like the distinguished congressman who's done so many great things for his constituents. Nothing positive. They're like, we have Eric Swalwell here to give us the Democratic Party line. Go ahead and try not to fart this time.
Yeah, try not to do a Terrence and Phillip.
I mean, okay, Don, I get what you're saying. And Don is right here. What they should do is put up popular people. They just don't have any.
They don't have any nationwide popular people. They have regional popularities.
Yeah, Tim Walz is popular in his state. That doesn't make him well-liked across the nation.
No, it just means there's something wrong in his state.
Yeah, I mean, look, Don, I really do hope that they put AOC on the news more. I hope they put Jasmine on the news more, especially if she's doing her fake ghetto accent.
Yeah, it's funny.
And I really, really, really hope that Adam Schiff and Eric Swalwell get a lot more airtime. Because I have a feeling, Jack, that that's what's going to be the 2028. It's what we're building to is Adam Schiff and Eric Swalwell on the Democratic ticket.
Oh my God, that'll be hilarious.
These two little California liberals are positioning themselves for greater things. And oh, please, please, please let that happen. Please let Adam Schiff be the next nominee for Democrat president.
Oh, that chinless wonder. Oh, that'd be so amazing.
All right, Jack, we got to talk about the elephant in the room.
Amberlyn Reed?
No, different elephant.
Oh. This
one is missing part of its head. The JFK files came out today, and I know nothing about them. There you go. That's the end of that segment, unless you have more to add.
No, I didn't have time to go through them. I was actually doing stuff today, a lot of which was sitting around on my ass doing nothing, but it was something. So I didn't get a chance to dig into them. They were released kind of late in the day, so I kind of forgot about them. I had to go renew my driver's license. Remember, my birthday is coming up, you guys.
True, yeah.
So I had to go do that, and I was in line for a while, and I got this real pretty girl, and I was making her laugh. So I thought about that and had illicit fantasies for a while. That was pretty much all I accomplished today. I didn't read any of this stuff, but so far from what I've seen, there's still a lot of redactions, and nobody's found anything new. So give the conspiracy theory crowd time. If it's there, they'll find it. I have seen that somebody said Joe Biden's name is in there, but I don't know about that. I'm sure Bush Senior's name is in there.
Why would Biden's name be in there?
I don't know. I think there's somebody with a similar name that was in there, and they're just trying to clickbait. So we'll see. But so far, nothing impressive has really come out.
Again, I haven't read them either, but the only thing I saw that is kind of intriguing, if it's true, again, I have not verified this myself, but somebody said that in one of the documents, it's speculated about Oswald's connection with the mob.
Yeah.
Which would put more credence to what Garrison was saying. It brings around the Jack Ruby connection.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I haven't read it, so I couldn't tell you for sure.
Then you can link the mob to the CIA. What?
No, the CIA has never done anything with the mob. What are you talking about?
The CIA is a great organization who has never done anything wrong, and then totally didn't help the FBI kill Michael Hastings. Nope. They are good people who fight valiantly in the service of our country, just like the patriot hero who had her election stolen, Hillary Clinton.
Amen.
I am not sad. Never will be.
I'm just going to let this play in the background while we talk about it. Our astronauts who got stranded up in space by Jeff Bezos. Nobody's talking about that, about how that happened, and everybody. I've seen several people thanking NASA.
Why? NASA didn't do it.
No, NASA stranded these fucking people. They had to send Elon up there to do this. Hang on, I need to quiet that because I don't care about hearing it.
Elon could have recovered them sooner, but they couldn't get permission from Biden and NASA to send a rocket up after them.
Yep. Elon originally said he could have had him home in February.
Yeah.
Still going to take several months because you can't just fire a rocket up willy-nilly.
No, it would have taken him like 2 months, I think he said on Hannity tonight. So yeah, I don't doubt he could have got them back way, way sooner.
Thank you, Toasted. Thoughts about Candace actually supporting Ajahar? Who's Ajahar? I don't know. I did see that she was defending Khalid, because of course she was. He hates Jews. I hate Jews. Yay!
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, just speaking of Jews, Jeremy Boring is stepping down from Daily Wire.
Oh no, I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't see any reason given, but he is stepping down.
I watched them, the astronauts come out of the capsule and everything, Jack. I just sat here amazed for like an hour. It was great.
Getting them out of there looked really uncomfortable for everybody.
Yeah, it's not a very big spot. And when they did you see when they had the camera in and you could see the 4 of them sitting there?
Yeah, very compact. You're going to get to know everybody.
Yeah. Somebody asked, did they pee before they left the space station? Because they were on this flight for 17 hours. And like, you don't know about how gross astronauts really have to be, do you?
Yeah. It's funny when, was it Neil Armstrong had to go to the bathroom? And he ended up peeing in his suit. And so somebody said, one of the alerts is going off. His body temperature's changing. Yeah, he just pissed himself, you idiot.
This was a great moment. It really was. And again, if NASA hadn't have been, how do I say this? Douchebags because they didn't like Elon would have been doing this stuff anyway.
Yeah. And his rockets have been tested a lot more than Bezos's.
Yeah, they went with Bezos because he wasn't Elon and he supported Democrats. Yep. Even though Elon had been too. But Elon,
but he's a traitor.
Elon believes in free speech, and how dare you? But what I really wanted to talk about with this is Mark Kelly, because we talked about him just a couple days ago, Jack.
Yep.
Remember that?
Sadly.
That piece of shit who came out and virtue signaled to actual terrorists. People who are setting fire to Tesla dealerships and Tesla cars, Jack. Which, by the way, horrible for the environment to set those on fire.
Oh my God, yeah.
You're going to kill a whole bunch of people in that area. Good job. You just gave kids cancer, you morons.
They don't care.
And Mark Kelly, who used to be an astronaut, 2 days before this, goes out there and goes, I'm so ashamed to be driving around in a Tesla. Motherfucker, you should be the one wearing an Elon shirt right now. You should be like, look what this guy did for people that do what I used to do.
Elon is doing more to get us to the stars than anyone on the planet right now. Most of our politicians don't give a shit about space exploration or advancing in any kind of technology. They don't care about any of that. They care about power and starting wars. Seems to be about it.
Thank you, Toasted. Candace defended Harvey, AJ. I think, is that AJ? Yeah, on Piers Morgan show. Yeah, I know who Harvey Weinstein is. I don't know what the AJ is. And we talked about that earlier. We didn't watch that part of it. I just talked about it before we started watching the clip. If you try to find out where it is in the stream, just go back, and when you find Candace, go back before she starts opening her mouth. Anyhow, so did you feel any of that American pride watching this, Jack?
I'm glad Elon's in America because he did save these astronauts. Yeah, so I had a little bit of pride because he is doing so much to make reusable rockets and make things safer and more efficient. The new spacesuits look kind of cool. They look like
really?
I think they look kind of cool.
I'm being told AJ's Alex Jones. Okay, I don't have a problem with her defending Alex. I just don't know what she defended him on. I didn't see that part. So I think they look like hazmat suits for cleaning up a bloody crime scene.
Like I said, they look kind of cool. When they kill one of those giant bug things from Starship Troopers, that goo is going to go all over. It's going to look badass.
Yeah, I even made a joke about that on Twitter. So we can bring up one of those suits pretty easily, Jack. I remember watching them get into the Dragon and seeing these suits, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? I get it. The old NASA ones were bulky and stuff, but they looked cool. These look like hazmat suits. They even have like black rubber boots.
Yeah. There's a different one they use for when they're doing spacewalks that's a lot more compact than the spacesuits that they used to use. So they're a little better. They're a little more flexible. These actually kind of look more Star Trek to me.
They do. They look like the spacewalks from Star Trek, the motion picture.
Yeah, except the helmets are better on these.
Yeah.
So I think it's an improvement. Do they have a little ways to go? Yeah, but eventually these are actually a lot more compact and probably a lot better fibers and like more up to date. I know they could use tablets because they got those tablets they could put over their leg and use. That was fucking cool to see.
You ever see people get into the old astronaut suits?
Oh God, it looked horrible.
It looked like getting into a diving suit. It was fucking yeah.
It looked like a cicada going back into a shell.
AJ is a Jew. Oh, are you saying that? Okay, she was defending Harvey, a Jew. I get you. Okay. Yeah, I mean, he's accused of raping women, and that overrides him being a Jew in her world. I don't know.
Maybe she doesn't know he's Jewish.
Anyhow. Yeah, I realize this suit is probably much better than the old ones, but they are ugly, in my opinion. So
they should be different colors.
They should. What weren't the Star Trek ones red?
Yeah.
Yeah. Make it red.
Make them blue.
Give a nod to Trek, man. Well, maybe you don't want to give them the red shirts.
No, they'll die.
Yeah, that's what happened to the Challenger.
Yeah. You give blue ones, and then the alien blood looks even more badass, right?
True.
Or give them safety orange so the aliens don't shoot them by accident.
This is the power of having privatized spaceflight. I went on quite the rant after I watched those videos on the Challenger in Colombia because none of those people had to die.
No, not at all. But that's bureaucracy for you.
The Challenger folks were warned what was going to happen. They were warned about that seal.
Yep.
The Columbia was like, hey, we seem to be missing some of our heat shield. Is this a problem? And they would have had to float around in space for a little bit, but we could have got the Atlantic up there, or what was it called? The
Enterprise?
No, the Enterprise never flew.
The Atlantis?
The Atlantis, thank you. Could have got the Atlantis up there in a month or so and got those guys down safely. And instead, they were like, it'll be fine, and got them all killed.
Yep.
In this instance, they put political persuasions in there and got these two people trapped up in a tin can for 9 months that they weren't supposed to be up there.
And they really didn't need to be up there more than maybe 2 or 3.
Wasn't it supposed to be like 3 days?
Yeah, they were only supposed to be up there for like a weekend, basically.
It's a 3-hour tour, and they had to be up there for the better part of a year because NASA keeps fucking up. 8 days. Thank you.
8 days, yeah. So, yeah, a long week, and Elon could have got him down in a couple months, which would have sucked, but you're still only up there a couple months compared to the majority of a year.
This is I got a swell of American pride seeing those guys come off safely because unfortunately when it comes to NASA, that's not usually how bad shit goes, right? Apollo astronauts.
I was really surprised that they didn't try and send them back on that Bezos ship.
Bezos ship couldn't do it. That's why they didn't.
Yeah, but that wouldn't have stopped them. It didn't stop them with Colombia, did it?
That's true. Well, Bezos was probably like, nah, you're not besmirching my name that way. I know you guys are murderous fuckbags, but I'm not.
I'm not taking the liability on this one. Yeah, I don't blame him. And look, that ship wouldn't have worked anyway. But it was nice that Elon was able to get them down and should have been able to do it sooner. But bureaucracy and photo ops is all they really cared about in the Biden administration, apparently.
Thought it was a Boeing ship, not a Bezos ship. You're right. It was Boeing. You're right. My bad.
Was it Boeing?
Yes. Sorry, Jeff.
Oh.
I was saying you weren't a murderous shitbag. Boeing might have been, though. If we're being honest.
Well, the hatches don't stay on.
Yeah, and you are right, Ham and Beans. Why did I think it was Bezos? But yeah, it was definitely a Boeing ship.
I thought it was Bezos too. I don't know. Boeing, Bezos, they sound kind of the same.
Yeah.
What's the name of his Blue Origin?
Is it? I don't remember what his is. I don't know. Lots of rich people are like, let's go to space, and the only one that's been good at it is Elon and SpaceX. And in fairness, it's the guys at SpaceX who do the actual real work, and good on them. Congratulations. But the people who are thanking NASA, go fuck yourselves.
Yeah, NASA didn't have anything to do with this. This was all SpaceX. Look, say what you will about Elon Musk. He is very much like Edison. He knows how to find people who know how to do things and assemble a team. And he clearly is good at it because we've got reusable rockets now, which 30 years ago they said was impossible.
Well, we had the reusable solid rocket boosters.
Yeah, the boosters, but not the main.
The recovery of it, though, is much cheaper when they just come back and you catch them.
Yeah, they land on their own.
But anyway, so I'm glad they're home. This is the poor lady who was stuck up there. Thankfully, she's probably menopausal, so she didn't have to deal with that part of it.
Oh, my God, can you imagine free bleeding in space?
Somebody's had to have done it before because they've sent up younger women for longer periods.
Yeah, this does give the chance to study the effects on the human body of long-term space travel without gravity. Eventually, they're going to have to invent some kind of artificial gravity.
If we're going to stay up there for any kind of length of time, yeah, definitely. Because we already know that being up there for any length of time just wreaks havoc on the human body.
Yeah, your eyes start to go out of focus. Your muscles become a lot thinner. Your bone density shrinks. Your heart shrinks. Oh my God, the Riddler.
You remember this guy, don't you?
Oh yeah, he used to tell me about free government money.
I know it's hard to read, but at the bottom it says, don't let Doge stop you from applying for government benefits that can help you.
I love this guy.
Me too. His grift is strong, man.
He's been good at it for, 40 years now?
God, yeah, that had to have started in the 80s. Yeah.
They used to sell those big books that you could get to write to government agencies for free money.
Yep. For those of you who are not familiar with this guy, he used to, when he started out, it was a green jacket with white question marks on it, and he has a blue suit like that, and apparently a yellow one. I got to give him that one.
Hey, man, the Riddler is really good at his job.
And he used to sell a book that had a whole list of government programs that you could apply for, and he'd charge you like $100 for it or whatever, but you'll make all that money back. And almost like nobody does, because the only thing that book is good for is if you have a 501(c)(3). So I just really appreciated that he's still on the grift. I mean, that is commitment right there.
Look, I bet that dude's made a lot of money off of that.
Oh, absolutely.
And good for him. I mean, he's making a living selling basically free information that you could buy on, find on the internet for free. And in the old days, you could go into the library and get the same information.
Oh, I have to go into the post. I was trying to scroll down to here he is in his blue suit. I used to love watching his show, man. The only ones that I liked more than this was ShamWow. I love me some ShamWow.
The Slam Chop.
And pretty much anything on Amazing Discoveries, because that was amazing.
I was always a big fan of Miss Cleo.
I love me some Miss Cleo, but I never watched like her half-hour things, just her regular commercials that would come on.
The half-hour ones were great because they were on really late at night when I was usually like working or just up goofing off.
Hey, millennials and Zoomers, I guess now. People used to send this guy money to learn how to get rich.
Or at least get free money.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, monkey's gone. The Riddler got him. Oh, shit, guys. Give me all your money and maybe I'll pay the ransom.
I'm
still not. Oh, shit, you're still here.
I meant to hit stop sharing and I hit start cam and I don't have one, so it immediately kicks you out.
I was just fundraising to rescue you, maybe.
Thank you. Get Elon to come find me and save me. What else do I have? I know there was other stuff going on. I'm just going to put this one on the screen. We could use a break. We had to talk about Tate tonight, so let's put on something fun for the folks, Jack.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to make sure there's no volume on it, unfortunately, because I don't remember if this has music or not. But
yeah, that guy's name is Matthew Lesko, by the way.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
I don't know. Did he ever say his name? Look at the dogs. Look out. Watch them jump. Booyah, bitch.
Oh.
That is impressive.
They're having fun. Look at them.
Yeah, they are. It makes me want to get a whole bunch of dogs in a balloon. But I know my luck. My dogs would just like eat the balloon, and then I'd have to take them to the doctor, and they'd have to have emergency surgery. Speaking of dogs and doctors, oh my God. So I finally found out why people were calling CPS on Ethan Klein from H3H3.
Oh, yeah.
I had to hear it, so now you do. Don't worry, you're going to get the truncated version so you don't have to hear the really gross shit.
Yay.
So Ethan goes on his podcast or on his show and tells everybody that his dog was sick. It got some rare fucking disease I've never heard of that causes severe intestinal issues. And he says his son is about the age where they're sticking everything in their mouth. And the only way for this to transfer is fecally. I'm trying to dress this up as nice as I can.
So this kid eats poop.
The kid gets massive diarrhea. And for some reason, they were changing it in the dark. I don't know why.
What?
Yep, that's what Ethan said. And fecal matter was everywhere. And he tried washing his hands really good, but then he got the rhea too. And my favorite part of this story, well, actually, my second favorite part of the story, is when he then goes in to describe his wife's bowel movements, including how badly it stank, because she got the rhea too.
So they didn't wash their hands properly. They don't turn lights on to see if the kid is really messy. There's a lot of issues I have right here.
Wait,
so
it gets even better.
Like, I doubt that.
They were tested and none of them had that disease. They just had a stomach flu. So basically, he tells the whole world that his kid's eating shit, and a whole bunch of internet losers were like, we got to call CPS. And all because Ethan's a fucking retard who told a story about fecal matter on his show.
Well, all I can say is that does not sound Teddy fresh.
It was Teddy unfresh. I cannot imagine coming on here and being like, you guys, Lady Monkey's got the liquid shits right now. The smell is making...
Trust, see? It smells really bad.
Gag. I threw up twice because it stinks. So, who tells the world about their wife's bathroom habits?
So I have a story for you.
Oh, dear God.
Since you brought that up.
I don't like that I have a story for you came right after I said who talks about their wife's bathroom habits.
Well, you see, I keep up with Gore World. And in Gore World, we have Amberlynn Reed, who has 500 plus pounds. Now, her ex-girlfriend, recently revealed some bathroom habits that were going on.
Oh, God.
And what was happening, because you started this, and so it's fair I share back.
But okay.
You open the door, as the lawyers would say.
But as the judge would say, keep it directed.
No. I don't own a governor switch, dude. Thoughts form, mouth is exits. I don't know how anything else works. So what she was doing was Amberlynn apparently couldn't wipe herself anymore.
Oh, dear God.
So what she was doing, and somebody drew a picture of this, they were living with their friends Eric and Ricky, and she was taking their dead mother's washcloths, putting them on the corner of the wash basin and rubbing her ass up and down on it and then throwing them away.
Doesn't she have a wiping stick? I thought all fat people had the wiping stick.
Well, she started getting her girlfriend to wipe her, but after she was buying like bulk washcloths after she got busted throwing them away, and then she'd make her girlfriend wash them out. And eventually, she just started getting them wiped down by her girlfriend.
That's so gross. Just put her in the shower and
hose her off. I don't think she'd fit in the shower. She's a pretty big girl. But I want you to think about that instead of Ethan Klein changing his kid in the dark, because A, it's funnier, and 2, it's slightly less gross than his kid eating shit and them being incapable of light switch operation.
That's the other thing. Why? This is the internet. It is forever. Why are you telling the world that your son might have ate shit?
I don't know. That kid is going to be incredibly embarrassed as he gets older, because all this stuff that his dad's doing, all the horrible shit his dad has done, is going to be out there forever. Because there are a lot of people, me included, that don't like Ethan.
I just don't understand why you would share that story at all. And he gets kind of graphic. It's nasty.
I don't know. Some people are dumb, dude. That's fucking foul. Nobody wants to hear that story. Like the one I just told, nobody wanted to hear that. Nobody signed up for that. But I told you anyway, because it's like the Ring video. I don't want to die in 7 days.
What is, I don't care about that one. Oh, Chucky Schumer. We got to watch Chucky. Speaking of shit, it's time to watch Schumer. I hate that I have to redo this every time. One of these days, Jack, I will get internet good enough that we can just do this with OBS and be done with all this shit.
Colorful Glasses said, I can't believe I know the lore behind this. Yeah, you, Ham, and Beans, and several other people have all joined me in the horror show that is. Sorry, go ahead.
As for the Ethan stuff, for the record, I didn't seek that out. I was actually watching something that is tangentially related. So this chick named Denims, who, if you don't know who she is, she's basically a Hassan hanger-on. And yeah, she's a fucking idiot. And she was defending herself because her chat blew up saying, call CPS, as she watched this video from this other retard named Bad Empanada, who was like, Ethan's kid eats shit. Call CPS. And all her chat says, call CPS. And Ethan was like, why didn't you tell your audience not to do this? And so she played the clip in her video for no reason. For no reason at all. There was no reason to have that clip in there.
That's really weird.
And I had to sit through that whole thing. I didn't have to. I could have turned it off, but I was interested in the other drama there. You know how.
Yeah, it's like a train wreck too. You're like, oh my god, the horror of the bodies. I'm gonna keep watching for a while.
I'm still waiting for when people realize Denims is not even a good set of boobs. She's just an idiot. She really is. One day, you and I will talk offline about some of the stupid shit this chick has said over the years. But anyway, speaking of chicks saying stupid shit, our pal Chucky Schumer was on The View, Jack.
Oh, this is going to be annoying.
Have you seen this yet?
No.
Oh, yeah, you're in for a treat.
You know what their attitude is? I made my money all by myself. How dare your government take my money from me? I don't want to pay taxes. Or I built my company with my bare hands. How dare your government tell me how I should treat my customers, my the land and water that I own, or my employees? They hate government. Government's a barrier to people. A barrier.
I don't think you meant to say that.
Oh, it's the most honest thing Schumer's ever said, other than the truth about the intelligence agencies.
Republicans, you have Chuck Schumer saying the government is a barrier to people as a good thing. Use it. Just saying.
Here to stop them from doing things. They want to destroy it. We are not letting them do it, and we're united.
Okay, good.
How dare you filthy scum want to keep your money?
Right?
We're here to stop you. We're here to take all your money.
Give it to people that don't appreciate it and don't deserve it.
Whoopi was trying to cut him off only because the commercial was coming. Not maybe she was smart enough to see how dumb what he was saying was and how detrimental it'll be.
No, she's too stupid for that. Have you seen some of the recent clips of that dumb bitch?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Yeah, she's not smart enough to catch on that what he said was incredibly dumb.
Speaking of not smart enough, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize, but I'm about to piss Jack off.
Oh God.
I don't mean to, bud, but we got to talk about this because this is fucking retarded. And well, on your screen right now is the mayor of Denver, Colorado. I think that's who this is. That's not the governor of Colorado, right?
No, I think it's the mayor.
Pretty sure this is the mayor of Denver.
Yeah.
Anyway, an illegal was arrested, Jack, and he's not happy about it.
Oh, I don't care.
I know a number of you have been tracking.
Holy balls. Is that too loud?
It's a bit loud.
Let's do it about there and see how that is.
I know a number of you have been tracking
this
morning information about Jeanette Vizquera, who has been picked up by ICE. I just want to make clear people should know what this is. This is not immigration enforcement.
She's an illegal who was picked up by ICE. It's absolutely an immigration enforcement.
Yeah. Unless they picked her up, for like prostitution or something.
Yeah, maybe they got her for jaywalking, but typically that's not what ICE does.
Yeah, that seems to be out of the scope of their authority.
It's literally the immigration or customs enforcement.
This is Soviet-style political persecution of political dissidents.
Oh, you mean like the lawfare against Trump?
I just want to repeat, she was in the country illegally.
What? The Soviets didn't like invaders either. I'm shocked. Technically then.
This is just like when the Soviets kicked out non-citizens who shouldn't have been there.
Yeah, or threw them in gulags like in Born American.
Have you noticed this? This has become a new talking point is Soviet style because they're trying to tie everything to Putin. So
yeah, which is ironic since most of these people are communists.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. This is Soviet era. Then why aren't you fucking cheering for it, you commie prick?
Because they want to do it to people they don't like, not their new allies.
Under the guise of immigration enforcement. This is not someone with a criminal record.
Okay, stop right there. You don't have to have a criminal record to be deported for being in the country illegally.
Yeah, because you're in the country illegally. You are currently committing a crime.
You don't have to have been found guilty of committing a crime. If you're here illegally, ICE can remove your ass. And it is, even if, and we'll just say if, Jack, the Trump White House was like, that dirty immigrant right there, she said bad things about me. Go get her. They couldn't get her if she wasn't here illegally. They'd be like,
it's frowned upon.
They'd be like, shit, she said mean stuff about us. And that would be the end of it. She was here illegally.
This is a mom of American citizens
whose fault is that?
Should not be rewarded for breaking our laws.
Yeah, all their citizenship should be revoked.
Take your little crotch goblins home with you.
Yep.
But this is my favorite part of it.
This is not someone with a criminal record. This is a mom of American citizens who works at Target.
Well, she works at Target, so clearly she's a good person. Who cares where she works? I thought they were all out there picking my food.
Not all of them. They're stealing jobs from other poor people. So.
Is Target a job Americans just won't do? Because I've seen a lot of Americans working at Target.
Yeah, but she probably had to steal somebody's social security number, so technically an American was allegedly working there.
So is Target guilty of hiring an illegal? Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. It sounds like they need to start checking into Target and their hiring practices.
Thank you, Dangerous. My brain is glitching right now. Chuck Schumer is saying words that are 100% fair and valid point, but he is saying them sarcastically. The Dems are so fucking out of touch. You're not wrong, dude.
Yeah.
And fucking weirdo Aussies put your percentage thing before the number. Why? Sorry. Just one of my little things.
So angry.
It is. Do things how I want them done, or you're not doing them right. And that goes for the entire world. Anyway.
Oh, I got some breaking news here. About an hour ago, Owen Schroyer was swatted.
Oh shit! I hope he's okay.
Yeah, it looks like they arrested him in his boxers. But also yesterday, Juanita Broderick was swatted.
I'm shocked that the Juanita Broderick one took so long because they sent the pizzas to her the other day.
I think that's how they were verifying her address.
Yeah,
because she publicly said something about it. Also, thank you, Rodline. All that talk reminds me, I got out of the hospital a little over a week
Diverticulitis.
ago from diverticulitis. Yeah. I had 3 colonoscopies in the first 3 days I was in. Oh my God, not fun at all. I'm sorry to hear that, Rodline. That sounds awful.
Ask me why I know how to say that.
Because you've had to have it done?
I've had diverticulitis. I've had a scope rammed up my ass. I've seen the inside of my colon, Jack, because for the second one I was awake.
Why? I've had a colonoscopy, but didn't want to be awake for it.
I was not awake for the first one, and the reason that they didn't put me out for the second one, and I'm quoting the doctor here, we only have to go in a little bit.
Just the tip?
He gave me the medical version of just the tip, yeah.
Yeah, nice.
So, yeah,
was
been there,
you
my
hoped
friend.
it would be?
No, it sucked. They gave me some medicine, and then with diet, I haven't had a problem since. But yeah, I've been there, my friend. I hope you're recovering well.
What is diverticulitis?
It's an inflammation of the intestines that causes bleeding.
Oh God.
Yeah.
All right then. Well, I hope you're doing better, Rod. That sucks. Thank you, Rodline.
When you get up from the toilet and it looks like you've had your period and you know you can't, that's when you go to the doctor.
Yeah. Holy shit.
That's also how I found out just how big my doctor's hands are. That motherfucker had some big fingers. Just going to leave it at that. I hope that was his finger.
Knuckles.
And that is one of the most awkward things ever. Like, you know how sometimes after sex, especially the first time, can be a little awkward. You're like, we just did that.
What's
when a man, when a man has worn you as a finger puppet, the next line is like, been golfing lately? What do you say?
Well, you just laugh at the joke he made when he stuck his fingers up and was like, all right, now start talking. And he drinks a glass of water and the nurse laughs.
Oh, fun times. Good times. All right. Anyway, back to this asshole. Speaking of assholes.
To target and to start a community nonprofit. This is not something that makes our community safer, in my mind. I think it makes our community lawless. I know a number of
having an illegal removed makes our community lawless.
Yeah, you mean like when he allowed the Venezuelan gang to take over several apartment complexes?
Thank you so much, FL. Soviet style this, Soviet style that. How about some Soviet style chicken now with 90% less chicken? True. And I think it was Cynic who said that the prep is hell. Yeah. Oh God, if you ever have to have a colonoscopy, the prep is fucking brutal.
Yeah, eat light before you start taking that liquid stuff. Eat like salads for a couple days. It'll be a lot easier, trust me.
Here's our little dissident who's been removed, because she shouldn't be here. And as I said, I really don't give a rat's ass if they removed her because she was speaking ill. Bitch didn't belong here. Get out. We won't bring you up on any speech-related charges because we don't have those. What we will do is kick your ass out because you don't belong here. Get out. And you're kind of ugly. And by kind of, I mean very. The fuck? How do you have a kid that young when you look like you're 90? That is one little blue gumball on her shoulder, Jack.
I don't know. Maybe she bought that one, like, you know, because they bring over a lot of unattended children. Maybe that's a spare they had laying around. Remember, Biden lost like a couple 100,000 of those.
Oh yeah, no. They know where all of them are. They just can't account for any of them.
Is the CIA trafficking them? Try to compete with the FBI's kitty porn collection?
For the record, Miss not a criminal. She has convictions for forged instrument possession. So she had fake documents.
Of course.
And she was convicted of failure to display proof of insurance and driving without a license.
So she probably hit somebody.
Yeah, probably. But compared to the crimes that Democrats are normally sweeping under the rug and pretending didn't really happen or aren't a big deal, you know, like child rape, possession of false documents, it's not that big of a deal, but it is still criminal behavior. Get the fuck out. But it does make me wonder, Jack, how they found she had forged documents and she had a job. You know what I mean?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Maybe when she got in that accident, she's like, I need to get to work. And they're like, wait a minute.
She's had multiple ICE detainer requests, and you only get the detainer request when you've been detained for something else. ICE doesn't send detainer requests to the local PD to go pick your ass up just because you're an alien. That's not how it works, Jack. Those detainer requests come in when somebody has been arrested or, pulled over too. That can happen. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I've said several times, until the employers start getting thrown in jail for hiring illegals, none of this is really going to change. You have to go after the people protecting them in sanctuary cities, start arresting some of these mayors that aren't cooperating with the feds, and harboring these illegals, start going after the people giving them housing, start going after the people giving them jobs. That's the only way this shit will really come to an end, and a lot of these people will self-deport.
Yep. Until we start going after the people who are giving them jobs, this will never stop. On your screen right now, this is... go ahead, bud.
Thank you, Frosted. Monkey, why would Ethan Klein share all this gross personal information? Also, Monkey, did I tell you about the time my doctor went spelunking in my rectum because I was shitting blood? Love you, Monk.
One, I didn't say it anything like that. I was very classy. Two, that was just about me. I didn't tell you anything about my wife or my kids.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, this is going to be haunting that child forever.
Yeah.
Remember that time you were spraying poop all over because you ate poop? You poop eater? And your dad changed your diaper in the dark so he didn't have to look at your poop? Pooper?
I do not know why you would try to change a shitty diaper in the dark.
I have no idea. Why would you change any diaper in the dark? There's always a chance that there's a secret poop in there.
Let's say the power's been out and your phone's died. Okay, fair.
Yeah, flashlights.
But other than that, unless you have no access to light, why in the fuck would you do that in the dark?
And why would you tell the entire internet about it?
Anyway, this is one of Miss Garrett. Fuck her, I don't care. One of the posts she made says how to make America great again, and it's an Indian scalping Donald Trump.
Ha ha.
She's a good person. Okay.
Let's face it. The Indians are never getting the land back. It's just not realistic. There's not enough of them anymore. Most of them have left the reservations. Let's be real. The reservations are not that big. They're not that powerful, and you're definitely not that well armed. So give me a break. It's never going to happen. Just let it go, you guys. Let it go. Get over it. It was.
If we're being honest, there was never enough of them.
No, it never was. They had a large plague outbreak before the Mayflower came across, wiped out a lot of the population. Look it up. So it wasn't going to happen. Plus, they were at a massive technological disadvantage. It just it was doomed, and all the diseases that were inadvertently brought over, it was a death sentence for the Indians, no matter how you cut it.
Dangerous, thank you so much. Fuck, I hate this talking point. If someone entered my home illegally, doesn't matter if they have no criminal record, doesn't matter if they commit no more crimes, it's still illegal. Shit for brains. Yeah.
That is a hate fact.
They have no, they're not convicted. I don't care. Do they belong here? No. Bye.
This is somebody's abuela. Won't someone think of the abuelas?
It'll still be their abuela when they're in the other country.
Yep.
Anyhow, I want to talk about Trump and defying the judge's orders, Jack.
Okay.
I think something needs done. I just don't have the answer because you have all of these low-level courts issuing injunctions like they're candy, man. They're just they're passing it.
Standing. They have no legal reasoning for it. They're just like, I could tell the president what to do.
Yep. And we do have to have some kind of order because our courts only have meaning if we give them meaning. It's the same with government. It only has meaning if we give it the meaning.
People are quickly losing faith because of the activist judges in our judicial system, and it's been a problem for a long time.
The problem with just openly defying it, and yes, I know that Biden has already done it, is that if the Republicans are doing it and supporting it, the next time there's a Democrat in there, your head's gonna spin how much they do it.
Yep. Then you have chaos and eventually probably a dictatorship.
So I'm not on the side of yes, Trump should just ignore things that he doesn't like because that can't work either. Something needs to be done, and I don't have the answer. It's something I'll have to put more thought into. But Michael Schellenberger is really, really upset about it.
Oh, no.
And he has this really long tweet thread about how it's unconstitutional, which, by the way, it's actually not. If you read the Constitution, that shit doesn't come around till Marbury versus Madison. Most of the shit heard by the court either shouldn't be or should just be pretty easily decided. But he brings up this quote from James Madison. Says the accumulation of all power, legislative, executive, and judiciary in the same hands, whether of one, of a few, of many, or whether hereditary, self-appointed, or elective, may justly excuse me. One moment. My sinuses are being a bitch, and that's a tickle in my throat. Even though
I hate that.
Yeah, sorry. It's also why you hear stuff in my chest. It's just running down. Anyway, sorry. May justly be pronounced the very definition of tyranny. And Michael's whole argument here is that the president can't have that much power. But do you realize how much power the court has? The American people, let's take the gay marriage debate just as a starting point, right? It was resoundingly rejected by Americans over and over. State after state after state rejected it. And it gets to the Supreme Court on a bullshit case. And the Supreme Court just decides gay marriage is fine.
Oh, a lot like abortion, huh?
Yes, just like what happened with Roe v. Wade. You can't sit here and bitch to me about we need checks on power when your support is for an institution that has ultimate power. Anything the courts decide can't be done, that's it. The end. And you can come back and try to pass another law, and they're like, no, sorry, that one can't do that one either. And we saw that over and over with Roe.
Yep. And if some judge hates you and wants to get even with you, good luck ever getting that overturned. Judges don't like overturning other judges very often.
I'm very much in favor of a judicial system, Jack.
Sure.
But it's been corrupted. And I don't think I saw somebody call it a judicial coup. I'm like, shut up. Oh, I almost dropped the F-bomb or the F word.
Oopsie.
Whoopsie. Shut up, sissy. I can say sissy still, right? It's not a judicial coup. It's just activism. And chances are most of this shit will get overturned. We've already seen a bunch of these idiots proclaim something and it immediately be reversed. But something does need done. Something needs done where these fucking little judges, these federal piss ants, should not be able to just go, no, injunction. No, we're gonna stop that from ever happening because reasons.
Well, there needs to be a process by which a lot of these people get thrown off the bench for violating the constitutional powers.
Justice Roberts put out a statement today, and this is one that fucking MAGA people, shut up. Roberts just pointed out that in the 200 plus years of this country, we do not use impeachment as a way to get back at judges for decisions we don't like. And it's true. That's just factual.
Yeah, it has to be something egregious.
The Constitution, for those of you who want to profess a love for it, says that they can serve in times of good behavior. And a decision you don't want or you don't like doesn't necessarily count as bad behavior. It's a shitty decision. They happen. So again, Jack, I don't know what the answer is to make it better. I really don't. Maybe a moratorium on these fucking federal judges and all their goddamn injunctions. But then there's times that the injunctions are good. So you don't want to tie their hands. So at that point, what do? You have to have somebody who's judging the judges at all times?
Who will judge the judges?
We talk about our three separate but equal parts or powers in the government and how there's a checks and balance system, but there's really not a check on the judiciary. When was the last time a judge was impeached?
It's not very often.
Anyhow, so again, I don't know what the answer is, but the whole judicial coup, stop using words you don't understand. And on the other side of it, stop pretending that these judges aren't overstepping what their constitutional authority was meant to be. Marbury completely changed the game, Jack. That's where the Supreme Court decided on their own, without a constitutional amendment, that it was their job to decide the constitutionality of things. That's not their charter. If you read the article, that's Article 4 of the Constitution. And maybe that's all it is we need to reverse Marbury because it's nonsensical, that part of it.
Yeah, good luck with that ever happening.
But again, I do like having that check on unconstitutional shit. So again, I don't know, because we don't have a perfect system and we never will. One thing that would help is people voting for better people, because those judges are picked by your senators. And a whole lot of Obama and Biden judges made it onto the federal bench.
Yeah.
Yeah, vote better and call out if you don't like the judges, blame your Congress because they're the ones who put them there.
Yeah.
Anyway, I want to get to the story you guys were talking about, the one that this is it, right?
It's in the side chat, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Illinois public school staff forced girls to change in front of a boy and actually stood guard in the locker room to make sure they couldn't escape. Jesus fuck.
That's called kidnapping and possibly child endangerment.
All right. We're going to bring up the video and watch it, I suppose. Oh, it's only 3 minutes. I thought it said 9 at first because my eyesight sucks. I was like, ooh, maybe Jack will have to give me the short version. There we go. And I'm assuming this is the mom that's involved.
Yes.
I'm here to demand that the locker rooms and bathrooms at District 109 be designated as biological male and biological female, as there already is a gender neutral option. The girls.
We don't need gender neutral options. We don't. I get what she's saying here. That takes the bow out of their, or the arrow out of their quiver, but stop playing their game. Okay. I love the little mask tards up here.
Yeah, look at Fatty back there. Ugh, tank division.
You mean discount Dylan, whatever his name was from Columbine?
Girls want their locker rooms and bathrooms back. They want their privacy back. This is why I'm here tonight. My 13-year-old daughter's well-being and mental health and privacy is at stake. This nightmare began on February 5th when my daughter was using the girls' bathroom and was stunned that a biological male student was using it as well. She came home frightened and was extremely upset. I asked her.
Normal reaction to a man or a boy being in the girls' bathroom.
Yeah.
Right. Remember when that would be the expected result, is for them to be like, what the fuck is going on? Now it's like, why are you so bigoted?
Yeah, they used to punish the boys for this. Like, stay out of the girls' room, you pervert.
Her to talk with her teachers and find out more information. She was told by the administration that a student can use the bathroom as well as a female locker room because they now identify as female.
I would have abused the shit out of this as a teenager.
Children, if any of you are listening, and none of you should be, I want y'all to do me a favor, especially if you're in one of these kind of schools. I want you to start using the faculty bathroom and tell them you identify as a teacher. Let me know how it goes. Please tape it.
A teacher of color.
Yes. I identify as a teacher. I'm going to use the faculty facilities. Let me know how it turns out.
I was sent an email to the teachers involved and received a call from Principal Wegley. He verbally reiterated that under Joanna Ford's direction and their legal counsel that the student could use both the locker room and bathroom. I expressed that the school was in clear violation of federal policy.
True. Trump had the thing. Before we go on, though, Divine Petulance's birthday is in an hour and will probably be done by then, Jack. So let's do this now.
Oh.
Divine, it's just about your birthday, and this one is for you. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Divine Petulance. Happy birthday
to you.
Happy birthday. Hope you have a good one. I really, really do.
Absolutely.
And I'm sorry that after your birthday, we have to go back to this.
Yeah, ham and beans. A lot of faculty do have their own bathrooms. So that they're, because, you have teachers trying to touch kids and shit.
Yeah.
So the faculty bathroom is usually located in the faculty break room.
Yep. Start eating your lunch in there. Tell them you identify as a teacher.
Yep. And if they give you any problem, give them a detention.
The Trump administration issued an executive order restricting biological males from participating in sports and accessing female locker rooms.
Yep.
That day, I filed a civil rights complaint on behalf of my daughter with the Department of Justice.
Good for you.
Fuck that. Sue them.
Yep. Well, they probably have to file the complaint first, then sue them.
Oh, yeah, we say that a lot. You should sue them, but there are steps you have to go through, so maybe they have to file that first. True. You're right. Damn you and your being all sane about this.
No, if it were me, there would have been some... yeah, I'm not even going to say, because it would be bad. It would be very bad if this had been my daughter. Thankfully, I don't have kids, because this stuff's enraging to me.
I'm going to just say this how I say it. I would literally kill for my daughter. If this had been my daughter, there would have been an issue.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I'm not saying I would kill somebody over this, but if my daughter was put into this situation, yeah.
I might wear my Gary Plausch t-shirt that day.
I got my Bernie Getz on. I might have all my stuff on. Yeah, no. And that's my job as a father, is to protect my daughter, all my children, but my daughter especially. Women might not like this, but you are more vulnerable than men. And yeah, that's a dad's job. Take care of your kids.
Yeah.
It has now been referred to the Department of Education. A federal complaint has been filed with the district to protect the students. The situation went from bad to worse. A few days later, the male student was present in the girls' locker room. Feeling violated, the girls made the choice to not change into their PE clothes with a biological male student present. The next day, Assistant Principal Kathy Van Treese pulled the girls into their office, questioning them. The same day, Assistant Superintendent Joanna Ford, Kathy Van Treese, and multiple teachers all came into the girls' locker room, making them change into uniform. This went on all week with the addition of Ginger Laugerman. My daughter refused to take part in having her privacy being violated. How dare they?
That's the part that I find most enraging, is they kept the girls in there and forced them to change. This should be a much bigger story than it is.
Well, we saw that one where the girls refused to do it, so they started changing in the individual bathrooms, and the school told them they couldn't do that anymore.
Yeah. Oh, no, you have to get naked in front of that boy, you bigot. What's next? The teacher's going to hold the girls down and make them feel what it's like to get penetrated by a female peen? Seriously, they're inching closer and closer to forcing these girls to have sex with this so-called woman.
Jack, we dropped a link in the chat.
Yeah, I did it once. I'll do it again.
We were just asked for it. That's why I asked.
She ran out and called for me for help. Principal Wegley answered, we're offering my daughter a new, her answers was offering my daughter a new PE class. The answer was no. She is not changing for the remainder of the year, and she is not changing into another class.
Why would you're going to make the biological girl leave because a person who has clear mental issues thinks that their penis doesn't actually belong on them and therefore they can hang out in the girls' locker room? What happens when that kid changes classes to follow her?
Yeah, what about the other girls that are in the class that are equally uncomfortable? They can't cancel the entire class.
This is disgusting. This is enraging. I almost wish we didn't pull this up at this point, because I can feel my blood pressure rising.
I know. It's one of those stories that you think it can't be as bad as it sounds. And in fact, it's worse, because this is a pattern of behavior at this school. Not only did they have the boy in the bathroom several times before this, now he's changing in the locker room in front of these girls. We don't know if this person actually has dysphoria or is just a regular teenage boy trying to show his dick off to girls. And
I don't care.
To see girls naked. It doesn't matter.
I don't care if they have dysphoria or not. No.
Yeah,
let
this
them
is unacceptable.
Send them to the other bathroom and let them change in there. They'll be fine.
Yeah,
this was not an issue when you and I were in school, Jack, and that wasn't that fucking long ago that something seriously has changed and made all these fucking kids turn into little transsexuals.
Well, you know what would have happened when we were kids is a bunch of the dads would have got together and went and beat the fuck out of these teachers. That's what would have happened. It would have been axe handles at dawn when no one was looking, and no one would say a goddamn thing about it. But nobody does stuff like that anymore because they'd all go to jail and probably put in a gulag like the J6ers. But I'm telling you, vigilantism is going to start up again if this shit doesn't get handled fast. These teachers and these school people are out of control.
I appreciate what she's doing, and I do mean she should sue the school district, but now I'm so far past that. These people that were involved belong in jail.
Absolutely. And I don't want to see violence, but that's the natural consequence that's foreseeable when the government won't do anything to stop these child predators, because that's what this is. This is predation on children. You are forcing these girls to be around a naked boy. You are creating victims. Sorry.
Want their privacy and they want their locker room back. There are gender neutral options. This is
Tell
my
me.
daughter's story and the story of many other young girls who have been forced at the difficult age to do something they know and most adults know is wrong. Do the right thing, Deerfield, and give these girls their locker room and bathrooms back. Allowing biological males to access girls' locker rooms sets a dangerous precedent that erodes the very foundation of female privacy and safety. By making this decision, the school board is not only disregarding the concerns of young female students and making their families, but also establishing a legal and policy framework that will make it increasingly difficult to protect the integrity of female-only spaces in the future.
Spot on. Except for I don't believe in that gender neutral bullshit. Sorry, you're just playing into it softly. And that's how we got in this fucking position to begin with.
Yeah.
All this soft, no, look, it's not that they're mentally deranged. It's they feel different, so they need to have their own bathroom. No, they don't. It's a boy. He can go into the boys' locker room. He'll be fine.
It doesn't matter if they're mentally ill or faking. Sorry, no. You have to draw a line in the sand and say, no, you're a boy. You still got a winky. You go in the boys' room.
Did you see the response from the Democrat Illinois representative who called it a lie? And he was proud of how the school was handling it. No, but I'm not shocked. He probably has a whole bunch of kiddie porn on his computer.
Probably. These people are fucking degenerates.
Yep.
This shit's got to stop or it's going to get ugly. I'm telling you, at some point, there's going to be somebody that goes all Frank Castle on these people.
I hear you, but here's the truth of how that would turn out, Jack. That person would be vilified.
Of course.
Instead of being lionized like that fucking idiot Luigi who murdered a guy who had nothing to do with him at all.
Yeah.
They would be like, can you believe, look at what the transes have to put up with. This is why they need the protection. I already know it'd be the same fucking shit we saw on January 6th.
Yep. But you can only push people so far. Then the logic goes away. And that's when the killing starts.
But see, it'll be one person or maybe a couple, and then it'll stop and everything will get worse.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's what they want, though, because they want to be able to overreach and then snatch away more of your rights.
Yep.
They can shut up parents then and say they are threats. It's what they want to happen.
When me and Jack tell you we don't want you guys doing this, we mean it. And I'll be honest with you, not because I don't think some of them people need their ass beat, but because I know what the response will be, and it will make things worse.
Yep.
They will make that
worse.
such a protected class that they could get away with literally anything.
Yeah, well, yeah, they'll be immune from prosecution for all kinds of heinous crimes. The teachers are already highly protected people, so administrators locking girls in locker rooms is going to be the least of your problems.
There was another female teacher found banging children. She caught 29 charges off of 10 kids. She was touching a few of them, Jack, and giving all of them dope and alcohol.
Yeah, she probably got a little slap on the wrist that didn't even lose her teaching license.
This has just started, so she'd just been charged with the 29 counts. Hopefully she goes to prison for a long time, but something's got to be done about our schools.
They're not going to do anything until they're forced to, man. They're not going to.
I know.
They're so far gone into these protected class communists that it's going to be a fighting tooth and nail to get rid of these people.
And this is why I don't believe in the appeasement thing of gender neutral bathrooms. You don't need those. Stop it. Boys are boys, girls are girls. Go pee in the right shitter.
Yeah. If you live in a district like this, you or somebody that thinks like you needs to run for the position on the school board and get these people out. That's the only way you're going to even get a foothold in the schools.
Yeah. They're so far gone, and I hate to beat a dead horse, but we got to do something about women, and not all, hashtag not all, but white privileged elite women. You got to stop just letting them say stupid shit. That's how we got here. Andrew Tate's the response. No. Stop. That's so far beyond what we're actually, the actual problems we have. That dude's just a criminal who needs to go to jail. We have so many problems that feminism has brought us under the guise of just, do they really, you need to think about their feelings. Fuck your feelings. I feel like you're wrong. I win because my feelings matter too, right? How come it's only their feelings that ever matter, Jack?
Oh, you're just a white man. Ugh. Ugh. The lowest form of humanity.
Where's the care for how all of those girls feel?
Well, they're just regular girls. They're not super protected class like trans people are.
They're not penile girls.
Yeah, they don't have the feminine penis, so they're not higher on the oppressed chart.
And we also need to do something about psychology because it's what they use to justify all this bullshit. But with that wonderful news, we're going to wrap this one up, Jack. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with us. Thank you for the donations. You're so very kind, and we really do appreciate it. Jack, anything you want to shout out, my friend?
I'll drop a link to a video. As always, thank you guys so much for all the support you give us, all the donations, and coming out and listening to us rant and rave about the latest nonsense going on in the world. But dear God, that last story is just really gets to you. But thank you guys so much.
How did we get to this point?
I don't know.
How do you throw that much men? I'm talking to you fuckers right now. How did you let this happen? They don't outnumber us by that much. Okay? And frankly, you should be smart enough to trick them anyway. Even Harry Sisson can do that, for fuck's sake.
Look at what they've done to men. Tim Walz
True.
is considered masculine.
True. Hey, be careful. He'll beat you up.
Yeah, okay. I'm afraid.
Jack, a pleasure as always, my friend.
Always glad to be here.
Ladies and gentlemen, take care of yourselves. We love you. We'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.
I'm going to yawn through my song. Nope, shit, it's over.